You have a voice in your head right now that never stops talking, and most people never notice it. That's the strange part. It's been running your life quietly in the background for years, and you've never once stopped to listen to what it's actually saying. Picture this. It's 11:30 at night. You're lying in bed. The room is quiet. Your body is tired, but your mind won't turn off. Did I say the wrong thing today? What if that email sounds rude? What if tomorrow goes badly? One thought pulls in another thought. 10 minutes later, you're wide awake, heart a little fast, stomach a little tight, staring at the ceiling over something that hasn't even happened yet. If that sounds familiar, you're not broken. You're just human. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why your mind does this and how to finally get some space from it. Here's something worth knowing before we go further. This isn't just a nice idea about positive thinking. Doctors and researchers now openly say that your mental state affects your physical health. For a long time, mainstream medicine only looked at the body, this organ, that organ, one symptom at a time. Now, more and more of them agree that the mind and the body are not separate systems. What happens in your head shows up in your body. So let's start with the basic discovery. There is a voice in your head that comments on almost everything. It talks about what just happened, what might happen, what someone meant by that comment, what you should have said instead. If you spoke it out loud, walking down the street, people would think something was wrong with you. But because it happens silently, inside your skull, we call it normal. Almost everyone has it. Almost no one notices it. Try this test. Think about something nice that happened last week. Maybe a good meal, a nice walk, a sunset you liked. Notice how quickly your mind is done with it. A few seconds and it moves on. Now think about something that annoyed you. Someone who was rude to you, or ignored you, or said something careless. Notice how much longer your mind wants to stay there. It replays the moment. It writes the comeback you didn't say. It rehearses what you'll say next time. For most people, the mind is far more interested in the negative moment than the positive one. It's not that you're a negative person. It's that difficult moments give the mind more to chew on. Good moments get a quick nod. Bad moments get an entire investigation. Here's why this matters more than you might think. If this kind of thinking goes on for years, replaying, worrying, rehearsing arguments that never happen, your body reacts to it the same way it would react to a real threat. Your body can't tell the difference between an actual danger and a thought about danger. So when your mind runs a fearful scenario at 11:30 p.m., your body produces the same tension, the same alertness, as if the danger were standing in the room. Do that most nights for years, and it wears you down. Not just emotionally, physically too. Now maybe you're thinking, okay, but this is just how my brain works. I can't change that, fair. But here's the shift that changes everything, and it's simpler than it sounds. You don't need to stop the thoughts. You just need to notice them. Think about your family gatherings. You probably already know what certain relatives are going to say this year, because it's the same comment they made last year and the year before that. You can predict their thoughts because they repeat on a loop without them even noticing. Here's the uncomfortable part. Your own mind does exactly the same thing. It just feels different from the inside, so it's harder to catch. But once in a while, you catch it. A thought shows up, maybe a worry, maybe a familiar complaint, and for a second you think, wait, I've had this exact thought 100 times before. That moment right there is the whole shift. You're not lost inside the thought anymore. You're standing slightly outside it, watching it happen. That's not another thought. That's something quieter, an awareness that was there all along, just usually covered up by the noise. This is really the core idea. You're not trying to empty your mind or force it to stop talking. Thinking isn't the enemy. The problem is only when you're completely fused with every thought. When a thought shows up and you believe it instantly, act on it instantly, feel it instantly, with zero space between you and it. The moment you notice, there's that thought again, you've created a small gap. And in that gap, the thought loses some of its grip on you. One more thing worth knowing. A lot of people try to fix a feeling of not enough, not successful enough, not accomplished enough by doing more, achieving more, staying busier. It rarely works for long, because that restlessness isn't really asking for more achievement. It's asking to be noticed. The moment you actually see the thought pattern instead of living inside it, the pressure of it eases, even before anything in your life changes. So here's what you're walking away with today. You now know that the constant commentary in your head isn't a personal flaw. It's a shared human habit, and the very act of noticing it is what starts to loosen its hold on you. Next time you catch that familiar 11 p.m. worry spiral starting up, you don't have to fight it. Just notice it happening. That alone changes something. If this made you see your own mind a little differently, tell me in the comments. What's the one thought your head keeps replaying on a loop? And if you want to go deeper into how to actually work with that voice, instead of getting pulled around by it, subscribe. Because that's exactly what we're covering next.